When you can't get over your favorite soup, the kitchen feels like a museum, every pot a relic, every spice jar empty of meaning. You stare into the fridge, hoping for revelation, but all you see is leftovers, pale imitations of that one perfect bowl. Mrs. Patel next door hums as she stirs her lentil dal, the scent curling under your door like a friendly intruder. You remember yours. How the cumin danced with ginger, how the tomatoes dissolved into sunset. But your own pot boils lonely, water thin as regret. At the diner, Joe the cook flips a grilled cheese with one hand, winks like he knows your sorrow. Soup's the only love that won't leave you, he says, but his tomato bisque is too sweet, too forgiving. You miss the bite of yours, the way it clung to the spoon. Little Timmy from down the street slurps alphabet soup, grinning with noodle letters stuck to his chin. Can't get it wrong, he giggles, but you did. One pinch of salt too much, and now the memory's spoiled. The grocery clerk, Maria, bags your cans with a frown. You again? She asks. That's the third pumpkin puree this week. You don't tell her you're chasing a flavor you'll never replicate, that your soup was a lightning strike in a world of slow cookers. On the bus, an old man cradles a thermos like a sacred text. His breath smells of time and nostalgia. My wife's recipe, he murmurs. 50 years and I still burn it. You wonder if perfection is just love's first draft. At the farmer's market, a vendor named Hank sells magic carrots. They'll fix any broth, he promises. But magic's just chemistry you haven't figured out yet, and your soup wasn't alchemy, it was home. Your cousin visits, brings pho from that place you used to hate. Time to move on, she says, pushing the container toward you. The broth is flawless, fragrant, a symphony. It's not yours. Rain taps the window like an impatient chef. You chop onions, cry for 2 reasons. The stove hums, a low, familiar song. Maybe tonight, the water will learn. The delivery guy, Carlos, hands over a bag smelling of garlic and hope. Mulligatawny, he says, spicy enough to make you forget. But you don't want to forget. Some flavors are meant to linger. At midnight, you dream in simmer and steam. Your soup whispers from the ladle, you left out the bay leaf. You wake, heart pounding. Was that the secret? The librarian, Ms. Wu, slides a cookbook across the desk. Page 42, she says. The answer's always in the margins. You flip to a splattered recipe titled Grandma's Never Fail Fix, but your hands don't work like Grandma's did. A food critic tweets about your favorite spot closing down. An irreplaceable loss, he types. You wonder if he's ever loved a soup enough to mourn. Your best friend fries dumplings, laughs as you sulk. It's just soup, she says. But it wasn't. It was the way the carrots softened at the same time as the potatoes. The way the broth turned gold at exactly 7:32 p.m. A street vendor shakes a cup of Star and is like a fortune teller. The past won't feed you, he warns. You buy a cup anyway. It tastes like someone else's memory. At the potluck, everyone raves about Dave's chili. You take a bite. It's good. It's not yours. The sink overflows with dirty dishes, each one a failed experiment. You scrub, wondering if obsession is just love with nowhere else to go. Then, a knock. Mrs. Patel holds out a bowl. You looked hungry, she says. The first sip is warmth. The second is grace. The third tastes like letting go.